most people will quit drinking because they realise it's causing a lot of negative consequences on your life, on your relationships, on your career, and financially. That's the main thing. But not many people in the early days stop drinking because of the negative consequences it has on your body, because it does affect every part of your body and your mind. It's a mind-altering drug, isn't it? So I would say the first 3 days, first 72 hours, the probably most noticeable time. And it's not very pleasant. It's a time you've got to sort of really get on with it and just think, we're going to have a bit of withdrawal. And they'll fade over the time. 3 or 4 days later, you'll feel a little bit better. Obviously, if you're chemically addicted like I was, and you have a very bad withdrawal, and you've got to seek medical advice, because I had a seizure. But most people don't have the severe consequences. But you've got to be careful. And you've got to have a need, a want to do it. But your body will respond quite quickly. So like I say, if you're confident enough, then after the first 3 days, the symptoms will fade. They might last a little bit longer for certain people. We're all different, aren't we? Depending on how much you've drank, whether you're a binge drinker, whether you're a regular drinker, and your general state of health, really, and your state of mind, and how positive you are. But emotional issues can take a lot longer, because we're taking away something which we've done for years. We drink sometimes because we have emotional issues, and we drink because we want to make the pain go away. It's like taking a mask off, isn't it? You've got to be yourself, and you have to face reality without any alcohol, and that can be difficult. It takes your mind and your brain needs to rebalance. It takes a bit of time. So don't actually expect that 72 hours you're going to feel fantastic, because you can't turn the clock back straight away if you've been drinking for a long period of time. But once you get over that first week or so, you feel a bit calmer. You'll not have as much anxiety. The turnaround can happen very, very quickly. So keep a note of how you're feeling, and make sure that you write down how you're feeling, because you'll feel more positive. I'm trying to stop you with going back to it, you see, relapsing. Once you're off, you don't want to relapse, because it makes things much, much worse. So everything will be positive in the body when you stop drinking. But certainly the sleep was a big thing for me. You think you're relaxing when you've had a few drinks and you're going to have a sleep, but you don't really feel refreshed when you wake up. Have a dry mouth, and you'll feel a bit rough, maybe feel a bit nauseous and all that. But again, that'll take a little bit of time. Once you start sleeping a bit better, then you'll start to feel a bit more rested, well rested, a bit more refreshed, alive, awake, and ready for a bit of breakfast, maybe a cup of tea. Because when you're drinking, you don't have anything, do you? You feel a bit rough. I don't fancy anything for breakfast. I don't want a cup of tea. I don't want a cup of coffee. But a few weeks later, after you've stopped, you'll have a great night's sleep, and you'll feel really good, and you'll have no hangover. That's the bonus, isn't it? So you've got a good idea is actually what I did. I've got some selfies of how ill I was before I stopped, and then if you add them next to one a couple of years later, a couple of months later, you'll see a huge difference in your photograph. You get rid of all the dark circles. You look a bit of a glow. Your eyes will be whiter, because they tend to turn maybe yellowish a little bit if you've got a bit of jaundice, all this sort of thing, when you're drinking heavily. So all of this thing is positive, and you want to maybe start looking at your diet a bit more, because you'll eat better, and you'll maybe start to have a little bit of cereal, a bit of milk or something. Because when I was drinking heavily, I drank all the time. I didn't eat anything. The positivity from being sober is absolutely massive. Your hair look better, your nails look better, your body will respond, you lose a bit of weight if you've had a bit of flab. I was malnourished, I went the other way. So I started to put a bit of weight on. So I was seriously ill. But most people won't get as ill as I was. But it's worth taking a selfie when you're in the early stages, and then compare it a little bit later. So after maybe a month or so, you'll feel a little bit better again. And then the other things will kick in. You'll start to feel a bit more confident, and your anxiety will come down. That was a big thing for me, anxiety, because I didn't ever feel confident after I started to drink heavily. I lost all my confidence, I lost all my ability to socialise, really. And before I went to any social events, I had to have a drink first. And I wasn't ambitious, I didn't want to progress with anything. I avoided people. I became insular. And you've got to think about your overall health here. It doesn't matter what age you are, because it's not too late to stop. But like I said, we're all different, and not everything will kick in. But you've got to remember your liver will start to repair. That'll happen very quickly as well. And you've got to remember that every time you drink, you're hammering your liver all the time. Your blood will get cleaner. And you'll feel like going for a walk. You'll feel like doing normal things again. And you'll start to enjoy the simple things, like a slice of toast, a cup of coffee, that sort of thing. For years I neglected myself. And then you have a shower, get your hair cut, have a shave, whatever you're going to do. As a woman, you'll do, similar things, but as a woman, you'll look better, you'll dress better, you'll feel better. And that's the main thing. Your brain, for me, it was the brain. And I got, just much more confident again. But alcohol's all related to a lot of cancers, colon cancer, throat cancer, all this sort of thing. As soon as you stop drinking, you're going to reduce that risk quite significantly over time. It also affects your blood pressure. A lot of drinkers, even if they're just moderate drinkers, will have high blood pressure. And I know a lot of people have had heart attacks and strokes. You've got to watch that as well. Your immune system will also improve. When I was drinking, I used to get a lot of colds and sniffles and flu and all that sort of thing. Just common colds would batter me. But your immune system, even if you've got liver damage, will improve, because everything's going to get stronger. And every sober day is a bonus. So you've got to factor all these things in. Your overall health is going to improve, basically. What's the first thing the doctor says when you go and see them? Doesn't matter what it is you go in with. They'll say, how much do you drink? Everybody tells lies. Nobody says I have 12 pints a day, or whatever they're drinking. They always cut it by about a half to a third. So your blood pressure's better, you're going to eat better, you're going to sleep better, your liver's going to start healing itself for a start. Your blood's be better, get a blood check, and all these sort of things will improve. And then you'll start a bit of exercise. You start to get your muscle mass back as well, because some people lose a lot of muscle mass when they're drinking, because it's sort of empty calories, isn't it? You start eating a bit more protein. And the big thing for me was getting a big boost to my brain. My clarity, my memory was better. I was walking better. And this will take a little bit of time, because I drank for many, many years, and maybe you have. But everything will rebalance. Your brain will rebalance, and your brain will run your body. So all of these things are positives. There are many more. I could go into them all, but it would take me hours. So you'll not have the fog, the hangover, the feeling of being, I feel dreadful. I'll have this thought about, can I drink tonight, can I drink tomorrow night? You've got to plan ahead, all that, because it's finished now. You've got loads of spare time. The amount of time you spend planning to drink, getting to the pub, drinking and recovering is all going to be replaced by you're going to be free again. I found it hard work to plan, hard work to recover, and get rid of all the toxins in the body. You haven't got any more toxins in your body, you see. As soon as you start drinking, you're putting toxins, you're putting poison in your body, and all of this will clean itself up. Yeah, it'll clean up, you'll feel much better, you'll look better, you're more confident, people will come to you, and you have a glow of health, a healthy glow, and the doctors will see a massive difference. When you go to a doctor's and they say, wow, you're looking great, or you're looking good, or you're looking healthy, that's a good boost, It's a massive, massive boost. If you benefit from the channel, or you want any help, get in touch with me. I'll put all the links in the description. Like and share, and spread the word, really, because let's get together and let's get sober together and stay sober. That's the most important thing, because the relapse and thing is a big thing that I did too many times, and that really, really takes it out of you if you relapse, because it'll take you back to square one and beyond. Every time you relapse, it's worse. Every single time you relapse, it'll get worse and worse and worse. So everything will improve when you stop drinking. That's the message. Speak soon.